Hey guys, Majin Obama here. Courtesy of SNK, I'm going to be taking a look at this season pass's next character for City of the Wolves, the Nightmare Geese. I'm going to go through his move list. He's kind of a unique character, especially given the changes that they made in the current version of the game. You'll see some stuff shortly. Take a look at the colors first though, man. Gold with the black accents, blue with the yellow, green with the yellow. I like this one. But what were they thinking? They gave him that stuff on this color for. I gotta do it. So first, I guess we could just go over the command normal that they showed in the command list, right? His double palm strike. Note the speed. 8 frame startup, -3. Remember how important that number is because of the threat of these counter catches that start up. They're active on 3rd frame, and they have very generous catch boxes. So it's going to be able to catch people who want to take their turn back and are quick, like auto mashing after, especially in this range, right at like tip far B range, right? And I guess we can go into that too, talk about his B buttons after this. But first, the double palm strike. It's not uniquely cancelable in any way, but on counter hit, +6, right? So if you're able to use it as a whip punish or to kind of counter poke with it like that, at +6, that'll give you his far jab. So you can combo that in the EX Fudoken and get a whatever punish or whatever string you want to attack with. Or you can even do that. Go straight in the daily rate. And yeah, I just gave something away, but you probably expected it anyway if you're a Geese fan. He also has a target combo, just ACD, and that goes into the rest of his buttons, right? His stand jab. Close A, 4 frames. Plus on block. Far A, 5 frames. Crouch A, 5 frames. He also has his B buttons, right? So close B, 6 frames. Crouch B, 6 frames. 7 frame far B. But that's going to set up for the rest of these B series of buttons and the cancels that you can do with them. Also, jump A as well is cancelable. Cancelable into fireballs. Jump B as well has a cross-up hitbox on it, and it's going to be used in a lot of his meterless B and B confirms. So the question then is, what about the C buttons and the D buttons? Well, D has that haymaker roundhouse kick, right? Look at how far it hits. Look at the range. This is going to be an important wild punish button, and I'll show you a sample combo that I came up with. He also has his unique, of course, his famous sweep. This on wild punish as well will give you at least one more hit, right? Like everybody else, but kind of as you expected. And now I'm giving away the farm a little bit, but you can see where I'm going with this. So jump D is just, solid jump in attack, but jump C, this shit hits deep, man. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something cool you could set up with this. But jump C, he gets down in there, man. Jump B has the cross-up box on it. You can kind of see where the rest of his air normals are kind of lie here. But I imagine out of hop, jump C, hop, jump D, these are going to be good normals to harass with in the air. His C buttons, right? Also close D. And that's also feintable as well. And again, take a look at the top left. Look at the frame data on all this stuff. +2 off of close D, far D, like I said, the big haymaker swing, but far C, close C feint, 8 frame crouch C. And that's pretty much most of his buttons. The big takeaway for me is proximity with Geese. So there aren't a lot of buttons that you can do to be able to still get your close C range. It's kind of depends on pushback. So what you really want, for example, is close C to be able to feint and get plus frames like this. But that situation looks like it's going to be pretty hard to come by. It looks like after one strike, a lot of times you're pushed out far enough to where you're not going to get that close C. That's just something that I kind of came to the realization of. But aside from that, a lot of his buttons and a lot of stuff that he has will leave him at -4 to -2 and at this range, where you can either counter poke with stand B, or if you think they're going to auto press in some of these -3 situations, leveraging your counters against them and being able to call them out and be able to essentially potentially get great reward for those reads and those parries. That's kind of him at a glance. I think he's going to compete in this range. I want to say like right at tip stand B range. This is where he's really going to shine, I think. And it's going to be kind of a twist on like that Preacher Ken range gameplay, just because of the threat of the counters and the way that his frames were. Red blows. Geese is going to be one of those characters who has a red blow that goes, just short of 3/5 of the screen. It's pretty annoying, but this is Jaken on the ground. Look at how far it goes. The interesting thing, though, is his air rev blow. See, Jaken, with the threat of the follow-up, it's a 2-hitter, right? The thing is, he can make it plus. He might not do the follow-up. So again, in the SPG, you're in this far B range, right? Having the threat of an armored rev blow that you can go to in the air that might do the follow-up attack, depending on how you space it, and be plus on block potentially, like that's another tool in his kit. That's just another asset that he has and another threat in this range. You know, it might do that. You might be +3 if it does the follow-up and you hit it correctly. You see how that's a problem? The other thing is, of course, his feints, right? So his grounded feints are all the same. It's just fake Rapukin, right? The interesting thing is air feints. And he can change and alter his jump trajectory with it. But the really busted thing, he can act after. He's not done with air action. Do you see how this is a problem? Imagine Hokutomaru, a character you can't reliably anti-air, but being able to constantly threat with fireball lead-ins that can be plus on block again from that range and alter your jump trajectory. Like, you're not going to be able to confidently anti-air this character. That's the point. This I think is going to be really strong and really be good for his neutral. He's going to be a neutral monster. This is a pretty big threat. Nichi Rinzan is a classic Geese attack that in this version, I feel like it'll end up being like the threat of being able to cross up with this. And with the heavy version, you can cross up. EX version as well has that property. And they can be plus, right? So he might have some unique Oki situations where you could set up maybe some ambiguous 50-50s with it. Light version is minus, but stays in front. The issue is, this is his only breakable attack. You have to hit the break pretty early, too. But I felt like, in my time, I felt like it was kind of slow. I couldn't really find any useful applications of it. But you guys give it a try. Let me know what you guys find. Maybe you guys can find some interesting kind of like juggle using it. I couldn't for the life of me. It was just too slow. But it might be useful for visual fake outs and messing with your opponent. Your supers are going to be Raging Storm and Deadly Rave. You can do them both by doing quarter circle forward twice and then the corresponding A or C button or B or D button for Deadly Rave. However, there is a catch. If you do double quarter circle forward, A, note the damage, 220. However, if you do the legacy input, pretzel motion, you get blessed up with 20 more damage. Note the frame advantage as well. That's important because it's going to make a difference for combo ability. Quarter circle forward version, plus 49. Versus pretzel motion, plus 53. That 4 frames makes a difference, especially depending on juggle height. If that's how Raging Storm works in this game, how do you think Deadly Rave works? Of course, this took me a while to find, and shouts to all the Legacy Geese players who gave me some ideas on how to figure this out. If you do double quarter circle forward kicks, he'll autoplay, do all the hits, but this is a famous attack known for requiring players to do the inputs in the super, right? 200 guaranteed damage if you do double quarter circle forward. If you do quarter circle back, half circle forward, Rambu motion, A, B, 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 C, 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 quarter circle back C, 230 damage. You get blessed up with 30 more damage. This extends to the D version as well. Double quarter circle forward kicks. This is the D version if you let it play out. 290, right? Input version. And you get the cinematic follow-up. 30 damage bless up. To revisit his standing D real quick again, similar to previous iterations of this character, you can cancel the startup frames and animation into his ground grab and his standing command grab in this game as well. You need to be fast though. Remember, both of these grabs are pop buster inputs. They're half circle back and a forward. So you can do stuff like this. That's going to be important for some combo conversions, especially after some counters where he throws them pretty far away. The command grab range is not so generous. So I'm thinking maybe you could use this as a feint, like after a knockdown or something, and try to catch them off guard that way. But because the damage scaling on the command grab is so brutal, it got me thinking when I was messing around with the combo structure, this might be better to just, if you're not going to kill, go for the plus frames and be able to end the combo with his EX Stomp. EX Stomp, you got to remember, this version of this game, characters got a lot of hard knockdown situations reduced across the board. That's why you see now a lot more incentivization to use Rev Blow or use supers in combos to secure that hard knockdown, right? Characters all have like tech rolls now, so I have Rock set the whole time to back tech roll like that. That's where Geese is going to shine, I think. Another way, in addition to his ability to fight in this range, he has ways to uniquely set up heavy frame advantage after knockdowns, and EX Stomp is one showcase of that. So here's this combo conversion that I did in the corner after a command grab to be able to set up for that situation. You're plus 28 and you have a 20 frame dash up in their grill and take the offense, or see if you guys can find a safe jump with that. I couldn't find one, but you guys do your thing. The other thing that I want to note is, I'm sure you guys can see the benefit of ending some situations in this version of the game at like plus 28 or something like that after EX Stomp, right? But when he kicks them in the head, you can actually cancel that into your EX ground throw, actually. So, for example, here. Now it's cool. You slam them back on the other side. You go to the corner in this case, right? You're plus 10. From this range, there's not that much you can do, I guess. Maybe you can go for like a Nichi Rinzan setup or something. I don't know. But you 20 frame dash, you're going to dash up and be minus in their face. You can do that. Or you can hold the EX buttons down and get a juggle point. If you hold down the A and the C inputs, it'll activate a juggle point, and that does not, if my understanding of this correct is, it doesn't use your established current juggle point. It kind of like skips it. And this should give you guys some ideas of maybe how you can further develop his combo game beyond what I, messed around for an hour or two and figured out. Anyway, that's going to do it for me this time. Big thanks to SNK for allowing me early access and giving me the opportunity to share Nightmare Geese with you guys for City of the Wolves. I really enjoy this game. I hope more people are willing to give it a chance and be able to hop in and play. And when I boot up the stream, you guys are more than welcome to come pull my card, man, because I'm turning into kind of a problem in this game, I'm not going to lie. If you really enjoy this video or if you like this kind of stuff, please be sure to check out my other videos on the channel. Consider subscribing, becoming a member, and at worst, bro, holla at me in the comments. You guys know I'm going to read it. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.